is up, everybody? Welcome to another Wingin It podcast episode. Sandstorm, how you doing, man?
Yo, doing really good. How you doing?
I am making it. So this week got a whole lot of questions and not enough answers. But before we get into that, what you been playing, man?
So lately I've been when you feel like you ever feel guilty that you play something like between not to somebody else, but you feel guilty to your games that you play something a little more than something else, and you like, I know I should be getting back into you because I already spent so much time playing you, and like I feel that urge to play you again, but this has been taking my time, so like I gotta anyway. So so I've been playing Diablo 4 because the new season is out. Well, it's been out for a little while now. Season of Blood, I think it's called. And this is actually like a great season for it. It just came out of Halloween. They've kind of changed up, I wouldn't say the mechanics, but the balancing and stuff like that of the characters, and it's been pushing you to use different abilities instead of the same ones. So that's been taking up a lot of time because I do like what they did with the game. I just didn't like how they went about the balancing and stuff like that. So it's a lot better. Anyway, so I've been playing so much of that. I've been starting to get urges to get back into Tears of the Kingdom. Um, so I just picked that up again, but then I put it back down because I was like, oh yeah, you know what? I still got Mario Wonder that I still, and Mario Wonder, I guarantee you, is going to be something that I get done with faster than Tears of the Kingdom. So I've been back on Mario Wonder as well. Played. I'm gonna make the same announcement that I did yesterday. So I've been playing this game heavy, Legend of Dragoon, right?
Hmm?
And so this is like a highly recommended game for me, like for anybody who loves RPGs. Like this game is the bomb, like is dope. But the asterisk to that is only play this game as you if you have whatever the higher level is of PlayStation Plus, where you can play the PS2 games. Only get it for PS4 or PS5. Do not buy the original. Like that's don't buy the original of this, because what I've come to find out is, especially in the later discs, is that every time you fight either a pseudo boss or a boss, they have pretty much a game breaking bug where if you transform into one of the dragoon, the main thing, this is a Square Enix problem right here. The main thing, your main mechanic, turn it into a dragoon, it will freeze the game after you get experience every single time. It is guaranteed, which means you have to do these fights without being what the whole game is about. You know what I'm saying?
Dang.
Yeah, it is so frustrating. It is so frustrating because I'm getting to a point where it doesn't it doesn't require you to transform, but the bosses are getting hard to where it's like, okay, you need that transformation because it's the easiest way to heal or deal massive damage or something like that. And you beat that, and it'll, I think the next frame is it divvying up your experience to all your characters. Well, usually after that starts a cutscene. Cutscene never happens. It's always a black screen, and it's with every single pseudo boss or boss. I'm like, how did we
Didn't
not catch this?
didn't they remaster that one though?
They did. Outside of
Uh
the greatest hits collection, yeah, they did.
okay.
They did.
So it's probably
So
fixed in the remaster, right?
yeah, so don't get the original or the greatest hits version. Like,
Just get the remaster
yeah,
if you
yeah,
can. Okay.
yeah,
Okay. All right.
absolutely. So, but I think other than that, I think that's all I've been playing lately. What have you been playing?
Star Ocean, the second story R. And Mortal Kombat 1. I jumped back in Mortal Kombat 1 because the patch on the Switch, because y'all know I got the Switch version.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna do some live streaming of that shortly. But I was waiting for those patches to come out. Because y'all know if y'all watched the episode I want to say 3 weeks ago, y'all know what I said about that. It's they should have never released that game like that. They knew better.
Right.
They knew better.
Yeah.
That's why I'm
Right.
worried about Harry Potter because I'm like WB got a habit of just put it out
We ain't seen nothing,
and we ain't seen
and
nothing.
yeah, and it's
Like
like 2
if
weeks from now.
if any game needed a Treehouse Live, it would have been that one because you're trying to
Yeah.
convince people that more than likely have multiple systems to buy the Switch version. Because as soon as they don't buy it, they don't meet themselves expectations. You know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Oh man, they just don't like third party games. I don't know why they didn't. Really,
Yeah.
bro?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I think
um,
it's cool though. Small side note that Nintendo actually pushed the Harry Potter. I seen the commercial for Switch just last
yeah, they do
week, I
got a
want to say.
commercial out for it.
I mean, it didn't really show. I don't know if that was like Nintendo or the Switch footage, but
Yeah,
they
they
still pushed for it. So,
yeah, but that's the one thing I was worried about. But I'm Mortal Kombat 1 is it's getting better, but I still need to go through and play the tower version. They said Invasions is finally fixed on PC and on Switch. So
mhm.
I'm yeah, we're gonna find out. We just gonna find out. But yeah, Air Boone them they dead wrong for that. Like they should have at least fought back and been like, "Hey, look, man, this ain't ready to go. We need to at least push this version back or something, something." But the
Yeah.
reason why I have the reason why I have an issue with that is because like unlike Mortal Kombat 11, where they were doing day and date, you knew what the Switch was at this point. So
Mhm.
they ain't no excuse for the whole, you know, for A it looking like that, for B it having those issues. And my problem was PC had the same issues, which to me is mind boggling. Because
Yeah.
you would think the PC version would be ready to go, unless people trying to play on ultimate settings, and that just goes with your setup. But no,
Right.
they were
Right.
having problems off the rip. I'm like, wait a minute, PC and Switch version having problems? What the?
Yeah.
So
That's
that
messy.
that was messy. So um, yeah, I was kind of a little upset about that. I will say though, I am enjoying the Mortal Kombat 1 story. I think it's interesting what they did with it. So there's that. Because I'm
Mhm.
more of a story guy anyway. I don't really play fighting games like jump online and do all that stuff because I don't care like that. So
Yeah.
that's
I
just
think
not
that's
me.
why.
I'm at this point in my life where I have nothing to prove to nobody. So if you're not trying to have fun, I don't want to play with you.
Yeah.
I just don't.
I,
I ain't trying to prove my fake superiority in a video game. I play video games to relax. I don't play video games to heighten my blood pressure. So that that being said, second story, Star Ocean second story. If
mhm.
y'all have a chance to play the demo, and because I fell in love with the demo and I picked the game up, and I'm glad I did because the game is fun. And I never played this when it originally dropped in '98, because it came out in April of '98, and at the time I was still in high school, and I did not have a I the only thing I had was a SNES and a 64, so
Mm.
I was not the PlayStation guy or the Sega guy then. So yeah, but yeah, I'm enjoying the game so far. All right, Shadow, how you doing, man?
What's going on?
What you been playing?
Man, I gotta stop playing my game of the year from a couple years ago. That was Streets of Rage 4. But for whatever reason, I don't know why I can't stop playing that game. It's just insanely fun. Um, Other than that, same old stuff. Tears of the Kingdom got myself waxed a little bit in Killer Instinct after I booted that back up, and I guess I'm about to finish God of War Ragnarok. So there's that. It's a lot of pixels on the screen. So yes, and since you mentioned Killer Instinct, I'm here. That is why.
Andre, what you been playing, man?
Uh, I jumped on a couple of games on NSO. One because I was testing my stream setup to get multi-stream going. But playing Fighters History, playing King of Fighters, some Street Fighter. I was on a fighting game kick recently.
Mm.
Yeah. I'm thinking about playing CVS 2 again. I have to go back, but then it's CVS 2 on Dreamcast. So
Your
Yes, the
Dreamcast
better
still,
version,
your
yeah.
Dreamcast
the
still
best
work.
version.
Your Dreamcast still work.
Yes, my Dreamcast still works. Yes.
Okay, I'm
I
dropping you
I
out the
do.
podcast.
It
I'm
is.
dropping you out the podcast for hating on me. No.
There's honestly, they really should bring they Capcom should submit a deal with SNK so they can republish those games.
Yeah, they
I
should.
just want them to republish the doggone Sega Dreamcast so I can buy me another one because mine died on me. It's not fair.
Uh, you might just have to eBay that one.
Oh
Yeah, I
no,
might be able
I
to
saw
find you one.
I saw some of them prices. I ain't paying nothing.
I wonder how much they are on Amazon.
I know.
Amazon's gonna be worse than eBay.
Yeah,
Our
Amazon's way
secondhand
worse than eBay.
store here. I feel like they just had one. I think that one was for 90. So
Damn.
Woo.
Yes.
I
Well,
got
no,
mine for
that's
40.
new in box though. Japanese import. Japanese import new in box. They want almost 400 for it, which makes sense.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
What they still making games for Dreamcast up until like 2015 or something like that?
One just came out last
yeah,
year.
I
If
was
I'm not
gonna say
mistaken.
140. Just dropped one.
Officially, it was done in 2010.
Yeah.
But yeah, some people have been making games for it. Like every now and again, you hear about one or two coming out for it.
Yeah.
And Limited Run is porting games too. So like they're making special discs for whatever reason.
So
for whatever games.
I'm wondering why ain't nobody put no Dreamcast games on their respective shops, on their respective digital shops. Huh.
It's interesting.
That is
Is that-
very
I-
interesting.
Licensing
Those
is part
they
of it.
kill-
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I think it's mostly licensing.
Oh.
But I think Sega at one point too, though, like they were attempting to try to do a cloud thing because they were trying to see how the Sega Saturn and Mini or whatnot was going to go, and the Sega Genesis Mini was going to go. But I think they kind of like they canceled that somehow because they rebranded last year or the year before.
Mhm.
They had a little teaser out saying, "Hey, look, our games, blah blah blah." I think they wanted to create some type of web portal for you to go into to play all their games, but I guess that fell through because I haven't heard anything about it since.
Okay. Well, I was just wondering, just because I was like, I was sitting back thinking, and I was like, they never did. Now I know Nintendo did the Sega Genesis one, but that's because they had that deal from the Wii U thing, so that was that. But you notice we didn't get Saturn or CD or nothing like that either. So I was just wondering. I'm like, why ain't nobody did Dreamcast? Because I know why we ain't getting GameCube, because they finna try to remaster a lot of those
course.
games.
I feel like Saturn is gonna be one that almost never shows up.
I just want Street Fighter vs. X-Men.
I mean,
Sega Saturn,
I'm not lying,
Sega
but-
Saturn's not likely. Sega Saturn's not as likely to happen because of the difficulty getting the code running in emulators, and there's only been a couple that have done the job adequately.
Are you saying that Simu can't do it?
I mean, it ain't designed for Sega Saturn, so no, it can't.
What? I'm sorry, y'all say something?
I mean, the best emulators I've seen so far are the OG Xbox emulators, and I will say that the GameCube emulator has gone. Dolphin has come a long way since the beginning. But we're talking literal GameCube emulation and some Wii emulation. Some of that stuff isn't perfect because there's some registers and stuff that are changed between GameCube and Wii. But the GameCube emulation per se, like, is really good.
Okay.
But yeah, Simu, nope. And your mileage will vary depending on the game. Basically, how popular the game is will determine whether or not you have support or anybody has like custom shaders or whatever for those games. So,
but game preservation.
Yeah, game preservation is
Ain't preserving
preserve
much.
your games. Preserve your games. I'll just say this. This boots them. This boots them. You put it in. You turn it on. You can hit this with the nuke, damn near, and it still works. So
Look,
I don't
man, they
know.
hit a GameCube with a bomb, and it still works.
No, a Game Boy.
A Game Boy, yeah, a Game Boy with a bomb, and that jump still works. So yeah,
still power on.
A recent YouTuber, what is it? Game the Systems, I think it was. He's a retro game collector, and he found like a GameCube on the side of the road, and he just went and got it, plugged it up, cleaned it up, and it worked.
Oh, so, what?
Yeah, he just looked on the side of the interstate. He's like, "What's that?" And he saw it in the grass, and he backed his truck up.
Somebody either didn't know what the hell they were throwing away, or it fell off of something that they did not know it was missing.
Right.
Like the Nintendo truck, as they used to say back in the day.
All right. So let's get into this. So on Monday of last week, Sakurai put out a vid talking about Smash Ultimate Scope and if it can be done again. If you haven't, I would really advise you guys actually take a look at his channel. He puts a lot of stuff up about game design, not from somebody that ain't never designed a game, but telling you that it needs rollback netcode, but from a guy who actually does game design. I'm just saying. So his channel is actually really good. I enjoy watching it. He talks about other games too, as not only just Smash and Nintendo stuff. He actually talks about other games too. So him and Harada actually had like a couple episodes together. Harada is one of the main people on the Tekken series. So I would really advise you guys, if you want to check out this channel. But he was talking about Smash Brothers, and the thing is, I know I've said this, and Andre, I think you did a couple vids about this, where there isn't anything you can actually do because of what Ultimate did, but I think that's the perfect time to actually do a kind of soft reboot. So
that's the time to do it.
Yeah, it's because you're not trying to. You ain't one up in Ultimate,
right?
You're not gonna one up.
Not Ultimate right now, anyway.
Yeah, there ain't no way you're gonna do it. And if you try to, you're asking for it.
It's gonna be a massive failure.
Yeah, if you try to do that, you're just asking for it. So at this point, because he made a bunch of good points, and I think his thing where he was coming from was, okay, if you try to do it like I did it, basically. That's basically what he was saying. Like, look, if you try to do it like I did it, I don't think that's a good idea. And I agree with him on that. It's not a good idea to try to do that. Because he was like, basically, I did that game this way because that's the last thing Iwata asked me to do. So I did it. And we all know the health issues he had getting that game out on time. And I'm like, yeah, bruh. Now, me personally, I want him to just oversee it, kind of like how Miyamoto does Zelda. He doesn't actively work on it. He just basically consults with Aonuma and the team on it. That's what I think Sakurai should do, because I think one of the Garage Team guys should do it. That way you get a fresh perspective on it. And to be completely honest, I think now will probably be a good time to scale it back to just Nintendo characters for the first 30 characters. And then if you're going to do DLC, have that be your third party entrance and only have a set number 10. Like, you're gonna do 2 DLC packs, have 5 and 5, and because some people are gonna get mad if Cloud and Sephiroth ain't there. I think we could be
too bad.
Yeah, and some people gonna get mad if Ken and Ryu ain't there. So I'm like, look,
replace Cloud and Sephiroth with Squall and Cypher.
yeah.
It's gonna be all right. Yeah. Ken and Ryu, nobody's really gonna want Ken.
Well, you could do Chun-Li and you could do Chun-Li and Sean.
They ain't gonna do Sean. As much as I would love to.
I said either Guile or
But if Sakurai's not the one running things, and they could get permission from SNK to cover up some, you could have Chun-Li and then have Mai.
Okay. Well, yeah,
I know Sakurai wouldn't change her. Sakurai wouldn't change her, but someone else might.
Yeah,
He would definitely.
like
They
people,
are scaling back them thighs. I
like
don't care what you say.
like people got
No,
mad at him.
no. They're not going to scale back her body. They're just going to cover her up like some
Yeah,
stockings or something.
yeah, like people actually people got 38 hot when he said that. He was like, "Bro, do y'all not know he don't change nothing?" Like the only thing with Bayonetta, he made sure that she had the biker short things on. But if you played the Bayonetta games, every time she had like a different, especially Bayonetta 2, if she had like a different costume on, you didn't see nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's how you. But like usually he does true to their what they play like in the game. So yeah, mine wasn't getting in, dude.
He put stockings on Mithra,
My
but
thing
then they went back and made that canon in the game.
Yeah,
so.
they made it canon in the game. So
Yeah.
and she had
My thing was though everybody
pretty decent buff on too for doing that because
Somehow that became everybody's favorite though, versus the original costume.
yeah,
I don't know how.
that's because that look
Weird fetishes on the internet.
that's because that's because there's a world of heathens out there. That's they're heathens.
Rule 34.
But people weren't even mad that Mai didn't get into the game as a playable character. They were mad she wasn't in the background. I'm like, what difference does it make? She ain't gonna do nothing.
and she ain't gonna do nothing.
They want.
Also, everybody wanted to see. People wanted to see her hit that pose and bounce. That's what that was.
They wanted to see the jig.
That's what that was.
They want to see the me bouncy. That's
y'all want to see Jiggles go play Dead or Alive.
Yeah, basically.
Is that what she says? Like I always wondered that.
She
I'm
does.
Like,
she
There's
does say
no way
that.
She says that in English.
She does say that.
She does. She
does say that.
Maybe that's Japanese.
She says it in the movie and in the game.
Yeah, she said it in the movie.
This whole time I was thinking that was an inside joke. That
no, she's been literal.
Wow, bro, like,
it was English.
Like
Terry.
The second OVA, and that live that adaptation movie. Yeah, they straight up told you what Mai is like.
That is the only English that she chooses to say in the entire game.
Smart.
Yes.
Smart move.
Yes.
And she said that. But guess what? She said it because of Andy.
Yep.
Wow.
Basically. So yeah.
She's just telling them about her assets.
Yes, that's how because Andy's stupid. But
if Andy was really all that stupid, we wouldn't have lore where he potentially been.
We ain't gonna get into that. We can't get into that right now. But so my question to you, all right, because all right, Shadow, since you are the Killer Instinct fighting game guy, so what do you think they should do for the next one? Do you think they should just scale it back and then just start over, new move sets and everything? Like keep the same general gameplay, but like add new moves to differentiate it from Sakurai's thing.
For Killer Instinct, or are you talking about
No,
Smash?
for Smash.
Like for Smash, it still got to feel like Smash, so I don't think that nothing should be overhauled. And I think people will be upset if you take the Smash moves out, aka supers.
Yeah.
Honestly, they need to figure out a way to rebalance Stelling and Rage, maybe. And that'll probably be one of those hidden meta things that they don't talk about, and they just make those changes. I say keep the tripping though, because it's still a party game at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's a party game. It's not a real fight. I know that's going to piss off people in the fighting game community, but oh well. Hashtag be orchid for Smash. Andre, what about you?
I mean, my whole thought process is good. Same thing you said. Scale it down and stick to the main roster being Nintendo only. And then if you decide to do DLC, then do some select third party characters.
Yep. I do like the command inputs. I think they should keep those for characters
or
yes,
for everybody?
For those characters, because you're rewarded for doing them versus the special button or the
casual button.
Yeah, so if you decide you don't want to casual it out, you get a bonus, but they're going to be more difficult to do because you're doing it with analog stick. So I say keep that stuff in as a reward for those characters, and you can add them to some of the traditional characters too. Like give Link his 360 sword spin, and if you're able to do the 360, it adds a little bit more damage, or you can continue doing it a little bit faster or something. As far as I wanted to say timeout, but I forget the correct word for it. When you cooldown, like your cooldown is a little bit shorter if you're able to do the correct input versus hold B or side B or what have you.
So I got a better way for that to work. Sort of like how Ocarina of Time's magic meter work. So when you don't have the magic meter, he'll do the hero spin and it's normal. But when you do the input, he would do the max magic version.
Where it spins out.
Where it spins and it creates the energy wave around him.
Yeah.
They
need to bring that back in the main line, though. They need to bring that move back in the main line game, but we'll get into that later.
I mean, look, if you're doing Professor Layton, you got to throw Phoenix right in there.
Right.
Hey.
It can happen.
It can happen.
I'm not saying no. I'm just saying if you want to put Professor Layton in there, Phoenix Wright got to be in there.
Yeah.
But can I just say this though? There's no way they go back to Nintendo because every third party mascot is going to want to be in this game.
Yeah.
They're going to pitch. They're going to pitch. I mean, regardless,
Crash
even Sakurai isn't in the project. They're going to pitch.
And Mortal Kombat, Ed Boon been trying to get Scorpion and Sub-Zero in there.
Yep.
So, all right, Sandstone, what about you?
So we kind of discussed this yesterday a little bit about like the future of the franchise, how they can still, make a lot of money off of it and still going forward. I don't think they'll ever, I won't say ever, but I think it's going to be a lot harder now that they've had everybody in there to repeat and get that same amount of money off of the future. Just because it has to be sized down. Like there's no way that you keep building from this point on and have the balances that you have. Yeah, that's a lot. We came up with the idea kind of similar to your guys's, is that you focus on a smaller set of Nintendo characters. I also argue that there's still some characters that you can still bring in, Mach Rider and stuff like that you can really kind of like slide in there to add to like new roster, if you will, pull some people out, kind of, I guess, whatever the next one is. If we're talking about the following game after that, you can kind of gauge and get an idea of like who's the least used character or the character that people don't really like the most. Take him out and put another character in that that you already had in Ultimate. So say it's I think we came up with this idea before, but say it, for whatever reason, don't hate the guy, but say it's Nana and Popo. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, nobody's really using them and nobody really likes them and the way they're balanced out. Once again, this is just an example, so don't kill them.
By the way, Vicky's gonna hurt you for that one. But
so they pull out Nana and Popo and throw in like Astro Chain characters. You know what I'm saying? Instead, because you still have that kind of like the link bond between you and the actual character. So, but
that can actually work.
Yeah,
I'm willing to make the trade.
And that way, it also. And I know this isn't consumer friendly if we're really talking about it, but it also pushes a person to buy said game versus another one. You know what I'm saying? So like, oh, my character is going to be in just this one. He's not going to be. So I got to go out and buy this version of the game, and then the next time the next console comes around, because we only get these once a
generation was like it's supposed to be.
Then the next one comes around and then you check for your roster to see whoever's in there, because if we're all being honest, like Shadow said, it's a party game at the end of the day. Yeah, it's like Smash is like Mario or Mario Kart. Even if your character and your level is not in that game, if somebody puts the controller in your hand, you're gonna play it. So
Yeah.
it's just one of those things where it's just like, okay, I'm gonna still buy it. I got a secondary character or a third character or whatever that's still in the game, so I'm gonna still play it. And then the next time around, maybe my main is on there, so I'm gonna pick that one up too. So
I mean, my main is Link, so I ain't never got that problem.
yeah, if you want to, if you want to add a third person, you know what I'm saying? If you want to add a third party character, like one or two or whatever, not a season style, but like, just one or two that's exclusive for that. Like if you got Sora this time around, you ain't getting Sora for like 3 or 4 smashes. Don't expect him to come back every single time. Like he ain't he's
you
staying a
shouldn't
little too long.
expect him either.
He needs to start paying rent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he in the house way too long.
I mean,
So
one of my things would be like Square, if y'all want Sora in Smash, y'all finna not cloud Kingdom Hearts the final remix. You're not finna cloud it.
just so you know, Cloud is also going to be in the next Kingdom Hearts. So don't be trying to act funny. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Don't you cloud game us. You finna give us the actual game. So yeah, that would have
But
been
look, we don't want the game stuck on a server somewhere. We want it to be able to be on the system.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Okay, so for me, J Biggs, this is a must. Bring back Subspace. Bring back an actual story mode. Subspace Emissary is off the chain. I know at the time people hated it, but then turned around as soon as 4 came out. Where's Subspace? Then so that, and get rid of the clones. We don't need clones. Everybody should have their own unique move set. Now, here's the thing that I'm probably going to say that's probably going to be kind of sacrilegious a little bit. I think since we only get the game once a console generation anyway, change up the move sets. If the move sets have changed in the main game, change them to reflect that in Smash. For instance, for example, Tears of the Kingdom introduced Samurai Samoan Ganondorf. Yeah, he looks like The Rock's cousin. So he has a whole different moveset than Ocarina of Time. So
yeah, give him the samurai.
Give him that moveset. Link has a whole entire different moveset in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom than he did in Ocarina and Twilight and Wind Waker. So give him that moveset. Same with Mario and Luigi. Use their movesets from their games from that current.
That was something that Vito talked about too, and I think that's a good idea because if you talking about the next Mario, like I'm kind of tired of him having what
Flood
was the
and
1 year? Yeah, flood.
no, just
so
I mean, can we give him Cap?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Cappy needs to be in there.
Like swap the cape out for Cappy. Swap the flood out for like the elephant. Or
so
something.
He put in a good idea as to like maybe do it a little more like kind of like how Zelda and Sheik were together. You know what I'm saying? Like the down B makes a transformation, so you get an elephant version, or you get the actual real fire version or ice or what have you. And if you get hit, or let's say you get hit with a strong attack or something like that, or you get grabbed and tossed or something, then you lose that transformation and it has a cooldown before you can actually use it again. Instead of, like you said, the same moves over and over. I also think too, I think that some of these characters, if you're gonna do what do they call them, mirror characters?
Yeah.
If you're gonna do mirror characters, I think they should be traded out for other characters in other series. Perfect example, and not all of them, but the Fire Emblem series, move them out and put in the Golden Sun series. You know what I'm saying? Like,
or at least 2 characters. Like instead of having 5 Fire Emblem characters, knock it down to 3. Put in 2 or 3 from Golden
representation.
Else.
I think too, and that's the last thing I'm gonna say about this as well. If you're gonna do characters, I think that Nintendo should have that same expectation of themselves as they do with third party and trying to get into Smash. And what I mean is that the characters, if they are not represented in that current version of the console, they should not be in that game. Yeah. Like Lil Mac, we ain't seen Lil Mac since since Wii. We haven't seen him since Wii, but yeah, he's still in what 4
and 5. 4 and Ultimate,
Ultimate understandable because everybody's there. But
Yeah.
like going
Full, man.
forward, as much as I like Lil Mac as a character, not a character in Smash, but as a character, like that's false representation. Like
Yeah.
you just a legacy guy at this point. Like
Yeah,
you ain't
you're not in the game. Like
yeah.
move them to like the move him back to assist character,
You might
basically.
be Samus's husband, but you ain't actually in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't bringing family members. You need to actually be in a game.
Yeah, like I see where you're coming from. Like if you don't have a game that's been in at least in the generation before, you're not in for
Mhm,
this one.
mhm.
That those are the characters you can now put as assist characters.
Yep.
And I'm gonna say this so people can yes, while Luigi probably should be in there, but I understand why he didn't put him in there. I understand it. And Trinell, yes, Super Saiyan 3 Ganondorf is always a must.
Oh, absolutely.
Super
Shirt off
Saiyan
and
3,
everything.
yeah,
That
Super
boy
Saiyan 3
is going
Ganondorf is
beyond
always a
his
must.
limits.
But and this is probably the last thing I'm gonna say about this because we kind of ran over on this one a little bit. But as far as the third party is concerned, yeah, I think it should always be different third parties, which means Cloud, Sephiroth, you're not in there. Sora, you're not in there. Now we go to different ones. So pull
Mhm.
in other people. Like, okay, we had Ken and Ryu from Street Fighter. Okay, this time we're gonna do Mortal Kombat. We'll get Scorpion Sub-Zero or Liu Kang, Kung Lao, or something like that. Now,
Yeah.
of course, you'll have to swap up well, you can swap it up with their final smashes to make it a little more comical, but that's what it is, because you know what kind of game this is. Don't be
Right.
expecting death and depravity and guts all over the place.
Right.
It's not
Right.
gonna happen. So
You give them babality and call it good.
yeah, or something like that. They'll have to do something silly.
or do their friendship moves
Yeah,
Yeah.
as their
and have
final
that
smash.
and have that knock them off.
Yeah.
You know, so something like that. I and to be completely fair, I don't know why they didn't do this, but why isn't Jago or Orchid or TJ Combo in Smash? They should be.
The same question as to why Raiden is not in
Yeah,
Smash.
but I'm like saying that's a good
I
one to
mean,
bring in though.
it's not because they're not on the daggone console, unfortunately.
Yeah, but I mean that's
Ryu
those are
Hayabusa is.
yeah those are the ones that I would say, hey, you know, because this and since Microsoft apparently love Nintendo now, those are the ones
Look,
I'd be like,
it's
look,
not
They
it's
gave
not
him
love
Banjo.
when
Let him work on it.
it ain't love when you trying to consume the other entity. That's obsession.
dude, that's called that's called a strong admiration.
Yeah.
No, don't
So-
water it down. It's obsession.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something like that. I think that's what you should do, but you shouldn't go overboard with it because look, we all know a lot of these companies want to cut it at amiibo money too. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Of course.
They do.
They want to cut it at amiibo money, so that's why all these people really want their character in. Like, hey man, look, how we get like 3 or 4 of them amiibos, bro?
Right. You gonna make us one?
crazy?
You gonna
how,
make us
how people like were down in that when it first was a thing. Like NFC, why is this system? This is trash. Nobody wants to do that. And Nintendo came out with the amiibo, and like, this is childish. They're selling toys, and oh my god, blah blah blah. And then they started launching, and everybody started buying.
I still find that statement to be weird as hell because all a video game is an interactive toy.
Well, you want to know what's funny? Like the people that was actually saying that when they would do their podcast, you see their room and it'd be lined up with amiibo around the whole room.
right.
Like,
You gotta make sure to
you
film
just-
that.
Look,
When I was a kid-
Amiibos are trash.
When I
2
was
months
a kid,
later.
I liked Nintendo because it was a childhood game to play then. It was a childhood game. I'm like, you mean like football, like chess, like checkers?
Right.
It just appears that those childhood games you're allowed to
Fun.
continue playing and enjoying and spectating to watch until you die. So
Basically.
go figure. I just don't understand why other ones are not. So when you were 13 playing Call of Duty, you're still playing it when you're 40? Make it make sense.
Man, look, Call of Duty's having a rough enough time this week. Let's not bring them into this.
Man.
Yeah, because we want to say that game is okay, but Tears of the Kingdom is DLC apparently.
Look, man, look. I'm sorry that y'all.
I'm not even gonna give that energy.
I'm sorry, y'all. Gamers think that Tears of the Kingdom is an actual game. Okay, it's glorified DLC.
Best DLC this year. Besides Future Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Metal Mint, you are absolutely right. They went from trashing them to complaining about Marth and We Fit Trainer, and there was another one they were complaining about. Was it it was Mark? Zero Suit Samus. That was the other one.
Mhm.
I was like, wait a minute, I thought y'all
To me,
didn't
it
want
sounds
this.
like they. To me, it sounds like they're a little thirsty. They looking for Wii Fit Trainer and Zero Suit Samus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, Zero Suit Samus only
They
like
want that power and Mythra too.
Yeah, well,
Right.
I remember Zero Suit Samus for
For as
some
much as
reason.
they hate those characters,
But I mean, like the Zero Suit Samus amiibo, from what I understand, didn't they have like for some reason they didn't ship a lot of them? And
Because of the P stand.
No, they
I think
didn't.
she had a P stand, so they had to. I think they were going to try to figure out how to redo hers, but I don't know what happened with that.
Okay, because I remember that one, and the Wii Fit one, I don't know why. Because I was telling people, I'm like, look, I pre-ordered mine.
Yep.
I pre-ordered mine, so I didn't have no problem. I always pre-order mine because that's how I got this Samurai Ganon and Zelda with the sword. Because I pre-ordered them. You try to pre-order them, you try to get them now. Good luck if you try to walk in the Best Buy now and try to find one.
Yep.
Good luck with your buddy because I don't think you're gonna have it. So
yeah, aren't the Xenoblade ones still sold out?
It's funny. Some places say they sold out, but the other ones say they hadn't even came up for pre-order yet. So I don't know. I don't know. I guess people are doing placeholders because I haven't seen where I can pre-order it yet. So, and I keep my ear to the ground on that. So I don't know. All right. So next thing, and this one I want to talk about because I don't hate Sonic. Like a lot of people hate Sonic. I actually enjoy Frontiers. I actually like Frontiers. I don't think Frontier's bad. And here's the one that people really gonna get pissed off with me about. I didn't hate Sonic Forces either. I mean, it could have been better, but I didn't hate it. I didn't think it was like the world's worst thing. So Sega wants Sonic to surpass Mario. Can it be done? Yes, it can be done. But here's my thing: the way it's gonna have to be done is you can't listen to your fan base.
Yeah.
Nope.
You can't. You gotta if you want to do something, do it. People love to talk about how great Mario Wonder is. Nintendo don't listen to their fan base. They do what they gonna do.
I'll say that's the other thing too. Don't look at Mario. Do what you do with Sonic. Build a Sonic game from the ground up and don't worry about it trying to be a Mario. Make a Sonic game.
Yeah. Right. And to be fair, like the Sonic movies are actually not bad. They're not.
I think
they're good. I like them both.
Yeah, I like both of them. And I'm looking forward to see what they do with Shadow. So
I think the problem is that, and we also talked about this yesterday as well, is it's going to be really hard for Sonic to be able to catch up to Mario and surpass because of like looking at history. Sonic was synonymous with Sega, Mario synonymous with Nintendo, and then you had your Crashes and your Spirals and stuff like that were synonymous with PlayStation. And the reason why they were so competitive and so big is because they also had consoles that represented them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now at this point in time, Sega doesn't have that, and Sonic, the face of Sonic, is not as strong without that like exclusivity to another console, like how Nintendo is with Mario. So like every year you see a new console, like you can like it's like, okay, what next are we gonna get from Mario? You know what I'm saying? Like how are they gonna push Mario in this way? And so I guess it's not more so the games themselves, but I think it's more so word of mouth and the level of interest in the actual character. It could still be done.
Yeah.
It can still be done. They just have to be smart about it. But I think that's also what had a big hit on Sonic in particular, is that there's no longer a Sega console that is attached with them. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I can see that. Because that's another reason why I think it's funny that people want Nintendo to go third party, thinking that it's just gonna make their games much more available to a wider audience. I'm like, they just sold 100 mil. They over 100 mil. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
The nostalgia can still be there as far as a brand though, because everybody still knows who Sonic is. Everybody
Yeah.
still knows who Pac-Man is.
Mhm.
So it's you can still do a really good project, or even if you say you just want to, I don't know, sell T-shirts or put them in a movie or something like that. That's still a thing that can happen. Because the Sonic movie, obviously, both movies did well. So as a brand, Sonic is still doable, regardless of whether he's exclusive to a platform or not, and just have different as you come up with marketing events. So say the Sonic the Movie 3 or whatever, right? Tie in games like right around that time frame. They don't have to be Sonic the Movie, the game, but just hey, this is a Sonic game that's coming out around the same time that kind of gives you the same feel as what the movie is, but not necessarily the same story. And because like there's no, well, I haven't played Mario Wonder yet, but I'm just gonna imagine it has nothing to do with what the Mario movie.
Oh hell no!
No.
So dude, it's an LSD trip.
so that's kind of where I'm at with that. So like it doesn't have to be like hat in hand like how the Lord of the Ring movies were or the Lego movies. You don't have to do that. Like you can just say, hey, look, this is just for awareness. This movie's coming out. This game's coming out. This is our big game for the year. This is our big movie for the year. Tie them together as brand deals or commercials or what have you, and then you can make a good product. And don't try to compete with Nintendo. Just do the Sonic thing.
Yeah.
Well, I one of the things that I will say is like Ipsters is absolutely right. They do range from bad to okay. The problem that I think, once again, like I said, I think they listen to their fan base a little bit too much and not to what they want to do. Also, it doesn't hurt to have a 2D and a 3D side. I mean, we've seen that can work with multiple games. Metro, it works with Metroid, works with Mario, because dude, we haven't gotten another 3D Mario game since Odyssey, and nobody's complaining.
Because they know the next one will give them what they need.
Yeah. And like I said, I don't hate Sonic Frontiers. It's actually a fun game. I like the idea behind it. Would I prefer something like more in the Sonic Adventure scope of things? Possibly. But I think that they can do stuff if they go back to being creative and just like, look, this is the game we're doing, and here's how you play it. Like the Shadow, I know me and you played them, the storybook series. The Sonic and the Secret Rings. And,
Sonic and the Secret
Rings. Rings of Sonic and the Black Knight.
Dude,
yeah,
those
Sonic
games were
Wildfire
awesome.
Engine games.
Yeah, those games were awesome.
Yep.
You know, but they were different, and they were like, look, this is the game that you're getting.
And that worked fine for me. And it was a different kind of Sonic, but it was still Sonic. And the pedigree, well, not the pedigree, but the things that you would expect in Sonic games, a lot of those things were still there. So that kind of works. And I think you can do many different projects that way. As long as you stick to your own roots. Don't try to out Mario Kart. Don't try to
don't do that.
Don't try to out platform side scrolling Mario. No, your thing is loops and rings and get to the end of the stage and Super Sonic. That's
and
what you
and an awesome ass power up. And an awesome ass power up at the end of that game. Because like that Dark Spine Sonic, I'm still waiting for them to do another one.
I'm still like the last level of Sonic Adventure 2. Like I haven't felt that great playing a Sonic game in a very long time.
Where you're actually in a race to actually save the Earth from being blown to bits.
Yeah, that was insane. And
like that's how you end the game, dude. Like, okay, like they actually made you like, okay, look, it's Sonic and Shadow. They got to team up because that thing is barreling straight forward. And if you don't hit it in time, it will blow the Earth up. Because I missed the first two times. First two times I played that, I missed until I figured out the time, and then I figured out what I need to do. Sonic Lost World also great game. Awesome game, especially the free DLC.
The Sonic Boom was good, but the cartoon was even better.
Yeah, the cartoon was awesome.
The cartoon was really good.
Yeah, the cartoon was awesome.
So slept on. If you can find that anywhere, go watch, stream, download that, whatever. It's good. Yeah,
I will say this last thing about. Well, Andre, I didn't get your thoughts. What's your thoughts?
Well, mine in general, I was going to say just Play the Sonic strength. Play to the strength of the character instead of the ideas that the fan base keeps asking for. Sonic runs fast. They've only done one game where he races on foot. Like you think that would make sense for a character that runs fast?
Right.
Sonic R. Is that what you're
Also,
talking about?
yeah, Sonic R. The
Yeah.
only game where he races on foot in a competition. Like,
Yeah.
you think
That's,
that you
he
think
likes
that would have been a
driving
thing,
better.
but which is weird because everything he drives is slower than he runs.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, it doesn't make sense. But bring that back. I was gonna say do more like the Sonic storybook stuff. Hell, do another Sonic Shuffle. Do
Well,
stuff that diversifies the character so people can see him in more places and you have more variety. But if y'all want to do another 3D Sonic, I want a combination of what Adventure 2 does along with Lost World. That would make for a very good Sonic game, 3D Sonic game.
all right. What about the DS game that was a
Sonic and the
RPG?
Dark Brotherhood.
Yeah.
I mean,
What do y'all think
if
about
you
that?
can if they take the scraps from what BioWare did and improve upon it, because that game had a lot of glitches in it. But if
Sonic
you
and
could
the Dark
fix
Brotherhood?
the issues that had, you can fix that and have some story based stuff to it. That'd be great. Hell, and on top of that, that means that they could do crossovers with other characters that Sonic doesn't normally meet up with, like when they did the Archie Comics Sonic and Mega Man crossover.
Mhm.
They could literally, I did a video for that. They could literally turn that into a game.
Yeah, because now you can do crossovers and make it make sense. Yeah, so that's the thing. Like they've had good ideas. It's just once again, I think they fall into that camp of, oh, this is what the fan base say they want, so let's give them that. And I'm like,
And then it turns out
do that.
horrible.
Yeah, don't do that. Like stick to your
That's
guns.
expensive.
Yeah,
Jesus.
stick to your guns. I mean, just stick to your guns. If you want to do something wild and crazy, do it. I mean, dude, you have the perfect example. I don't think anybody ever complains about Mario because they know they're just gonna be crazy.
Right.
They people claim they hate gimmicks, right? But be the first ones in line for whatever 2D Mario come out with that has nothing but gimmicks.
Yep.
That's all it is.
That's all it
Oh, man.
is. Cat suit Mario? Really? A cat suit.
But is it fun? Like, it doesn't have to make sense. It's just, is it fun to use and do you like it? And I mean, it was hilarious in the movie. So,
Yeah. Well, that's because Seth Rogen was making fun of it, and we was all
course.
laughing because that was Seth Rogen just laughing, and I'm like, he started laughing, I started laughing. He did look ridiculous. I thought it was funny, but yeah. So yeah, there's that. All right. So did y'all check out that Omni-Man trailer for Mortal Kombat 1?
I didn't get to look at it yet.
God dang it, Shadow Man! What is
No.
you Killer Instinct fanboy? You hold on one second.
Yep. Yeah, not really. I haven't. Eventually, I need to bite into that game. I need to play Mortal Kombat 1, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. But I'm still.
That's another crossover we need is Mortal Kombat and Killer Instinct. But I can't keep saying that because nobody listens.
That's gotta happen. That's gotta happen
true.
at some point.
That's true.
Killer Instinct's combo system with fatalities.
So, chat, just because we need to do this because Shadow hadn't seen it, so bear with us, please. 1 second. Bear with us, please.
So much shade.
The realms are mine. Think, what good would your death accomplish?
Inspiring future generations to oppose you.
Fight. Highly doubt a blind swordsman can kill me.
Sento and I are more than meets the eye.
I was just thinking that.
They just doing hearsay wrong.
The cocky one. You're about to be humbled. Ha! By a man in a cape? I do not think so.
Why they doing Kung Lao like that?
Watch this.
This is wrong.
They just beating Kung Lao down. The disrespect.
No respect for that man.
Oh, ow.
Finish him.
They really had to take that from the comics, huh?
They really did. And this is dead wrong.
Fatality.
Oh man.
Omni-Man wins. Flawless victory.
So you sound like J. Jonah Jameson. So how do y'all like J. Jonah Jameson in Mortal Kombat?
I mean, yeah, definitely Jonah Jameson.
Right.
All right, so Shadow, now that you've seen it, hashtag Omni-Man for Smash.
Yeah, definitely. Sure, why not? I'm all about it.
Man.
I'm all about it.
It's
If we put
worse
him
than
in.
Kirby.
If any superhero gets in, I'm sticking with my first pledge is Spider-Man.
Spider-Man would actually work in Smash.
it actually would.
Exactly.
Okay, so my thoughts on it are, first of all, why is Omni-Man doing the homie from the Boondocks? Anyway,
Get on, man. Get on, man.
yeah. But as far as they got the over the topness right with it, but past the sticks, you are absolutely correct. Character already looked broken, so yeah. But the thing is, technically, he's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because he's a rip-on Superman, so technically he's supposed to be. So
A weaker rip on Superman. But
yeah,
yeah.
we could rip on Superman anyway. So like that's basically what it is. I don't know how to feel. I just think it's funny. I thought it was a good trailer though.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was definitely interesting.
Yeah.
So he'll be a great addition, which I figured anyway. They were gonna figure out a good way to make everybody cool.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm down. I still haven't gotten my copy yet, but I will pretty soon.
I'm just waiting for people to be teaming him and Homelander up.
Yeah. I can't wait for the Homelander battle.
My thing is, how you gonna? I mean, because essentially they. Well,
pretty much.
That's why they are essentially the same person, but that's why you would team them up.
But I mean, Homelander is way more of an asshole than Omni-Man is. He's way more. He's like 20 times worse.
Yeah.
When it comes to being an asshole.
I don't know. That rope-a-dope dodge though.
Yeah. Like the disrespect they gave Kung Lao. Like, why everybody is disrespecting Kung Lao like that, man?
Yeah, that guy.
I'm a Kung Lao fan. What the hell?
Look, he got 15,000 years to recover from that.
Yeah.
He'll pass it down generations.
Yeah.
They'll kill the Goro and they'll get over it.
He shouldn't have said what he said.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, in the words of Cat Williams, shouldn't have been talking shit.
Right.
So yeah, I just thought that was actually pretty cool. We also got a trailer for the Wave 6 booster course pass. Found out the last characters are Paulina, Diddy Kong, and I forgot the other two. God dang it, just that quick.
I knew Paulina was coming because they're trying to bring everybody over from the arcade
World Tour
in the phone game. Yeah.
Was Funky already there?
No, he wasn't.
No,
he's there. Yeah. I will say this: I do like I'll say the Mario Kart Tour courses have been my favorite courses from the Booster Pass. They've been my favorite. So it's Diddy Kong, Funky Kong, Pauline, and Peachette. Why isn't Princess Zelda? I was thinking it was gonna be Princess Zelda. Cause I'm like, you already got Link, might well throw in Zelda.
Disrespect.
I was wrong.
Nah. Peach got a personal problem with her. That's why.
What's the personal problem?
I don't know, but apparently she got one if she can't be allowed in the damn game.
I know, like Peachette over Zelda.
Yeah,
I can understand Peachette over or Bosa. They don't want nobody, as
Salivating.
I was going to say strong and independent.
sure.
Let's
people
go
going
with
to
that.
salivate all over their damn controllers. That's why.
Hey, look, man, it ain't like we asked for Twin Tail to be in there.
I was about to say
Twin Tail for every game.
Twin Tail for every game.
Twin Tail for every game. Put her in Dead or Alive.
I mean, look. Throw her in the next Bayonetta. Throw her in the next Bayonetta. She should have been in 3.
That would actually be funny if they, because one of the things that I didn't like about Bayonetta 3 was the fact that they took out the costumes from 2. And I bet if they would have been able to do that, she would have had a Twin Tail costume.
Oh yeah, and that would have been
Oh
perfect.
Yeah, because she already had, like I said last week, she already had the pigtails. So
just got dye him and throw some gloves on the ends.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's
Should be good to go.
Trinell, Diddy Kong was not there. That's why people thought, because remember initially people thought we was getting Diddy Kong Racing. I'm like, we ain't getting Diddy Kong Racing.
Yeah.
So
I wish.
You
You be lucky if that popped up on NSO.
Yeah. Which that still might. We don't know. That still might. I mean,
I think it won't because of the tentative names that are there. It's not in the list.
Yeah, so many.
N64. So
Hi, I'm Conquer. They on that.
Short of
Conquer
a new
and,
system launching and them redoing NSO, I don't see that being added.
Okay, so real quick about the NSO, do you think they're gonna redo the whole NSO? Or they're just gonna bring what we got already over? Because
I don't think redo. I think they'll do basically a 2.0 for what's there because they're adding a new system.
Yeah, because they already got a list. Like they already got a list out, so we don't need to like go through this all over again. Just
no. It'll just be an update to the applications.
Yeah.
The suite of like and they'll add new features like replays and sharing a little bit better, stuff like that.
Yeah, because I know because a lot of people don't want to admit this, but they go back and put online on a lot of those games that didn't have it.
Yep.
So that's why I'm like some of y'all that was complaining that for some reason still be playing.
Yeah.
After saying y'all boycotting.
Oh, this game is broken, and you're playing it next week.
Yeah.
Why is this character in the game? But you're still playing the game. You're still going to try and
they went and put online in that Mario Kart 64. They got online in the Wave Race. They got online. It has online in those games.
That is so sweet, man.
Yeah. Like people try to act like that. I'm like, that's probably why you had to pay that extra, but you don't want to.
Mario Kart.
We're not gonna talk about that.
And that's what they wanted in the first place. Don't pretend like you didn't.
Yeah.
Don't pretend like you wasn't asking for James Bond to be online.
Wasn't that one of the main features y'all wanted? And when y'all were comparing like the emulation, I want the emulation is just better because you could play online and you could do now it's
game preservation, sir. Games preservation, sir.
Yeah, it's preserved. Subscribe.
Yeah.
All right.
Basically, but yeah, I like what they did. I'm still trying to figure out which Mario Kart Tour course is my favorite right now. It's still Athens. It's out of Athens. It's out of Athens in Berlin.
At this point, they're gonna pretty much have every single course, right? So this is just Mario Kart Ultimate.
Yeah,
basically,
effectively.
Mario Kart 8 Ultimate. There you go.
Well, that makes that. I wonder if for Mario Kart 9 they're gonna do like more realistic, well, not realistic, but more cities, the more Nintendo-fied versions of cities.
I would be down for that. Give me
Tokyo
or
I mean, I don't know. Hey, Shadow, how you think they'll do Atlanta? Because what use one of the 95,000 Peachtree streets.
I mean,
know.
Atlanta won't be in that because Atlanta is a GTA server, so that would be a
Yeah,
non-Nintendo.
I was just about to say, if anything, you'll probably get San Andreas, and the music will pop up just for a second, not too long. But
But as
okay,
long as
that's
they
enough.
have, as long as one of the music tracks is, I like the way you move.
I like the way you move, and welcome to Atlantic Station,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
you end up in the sunken place,
Right.
and you got to break out of the sunken place.
But yeah, that was one of the things I'm like, because when they announced Mario Kart Tour, I just thought it was okay. I wasn't really like checking for it like that. But when they brought it over to Mario Kart, I'm like, I know people were complaining about what they could do for 9. I'm like, they can do this and probably do another partnership, but please not with Benz this time. Do it with somebody else. Do it like Aston Martin or like Chevy or Ford or something to have a couple cars in there like that to switch it up a little bit, right?
Yeah. So here's my thing. I'm wondering, should they do a treat Mario Kart like a game as a service? And what I mean by that is not a game as a service like how these clowns are doing. Hey, free to play, and we all this DLC, and if you want to win a match, like pay us $9. Like, no, I mean, like, Nintendo will have a Mario Kart game. It'll be Mario Kart 9, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it'll also be Mario Kart GP3 in arcade, and it'll also be Mario Kart Tour 2 on your phone, and you're playing all the same tracks and whatnot, and all the same characters, and you have progression that moves between each version of the game based on what you did in each one of them. That would
be nice.
That would make the most sense, and that way, no matter what version of the game you're playing, because I'm pretty sure Nintendo wants to release another one for phones because it brings more awareness to the franchise and brings people back to the console. And the arcade game, they just did well. I don't know what it was for whatever reason.
Didn't Bandai do that one?
Yeah. Yep. Namco Bandai did those, and they had online stuff. You could they worked with the Raw Thrills or whatever server, so you can save all your data and all that stuff. So I mean, if you got an NSO account and you log in and you see it when you're in public and you go somewhere, you're like, oh, that's cool. Or you're on your phone and then everything syncs up and goes from there. That'll be interesting. You'll have challenges and stuff that sync across all 3 games.
You brought up, nobody uses their phone, remember?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, nobody uses their phone for the thing that you're supposed to communicate with. You're supposed to do the thing.
Yeah,
so.
Nobody uses their phone. They want everything on console. Did you not hear that when they complained about that for like 4 years straight?
Oh yeah, that whole thing. Still able to play Smash.
That would be cool, but I don't. How do you price point that?
You don't. So like, if you have it still would be like $70 game probably for Mario Kart or $60 game for Mario Kart, right? Yeah. Then whatever on the phone, whatever price it would be. What would Nintendo charge for Tour? It was free initially, right? But then they started charging like something for a month or something they wanted to do, or you just bought DLC on it. And obviously the arcade game is whatever arcade price that the vendor wants to sell it for. But the goal is your NSO account and getting all that synced up. That's more than anything. And I think that because the goal is they want subscriptions, right? So if you have an active subscription and you just sign in with your phone at the arcade or whatever, and it syncs everything up, that's perfect. You just scan a barcode on the screen and it signs you in, and you log in from there. And then the same thing when you're using the phone app or what have you. You sign into your NSO account on there, and everything syncs together. I just think that would be the way forward, to be honest with you. I don't know what they plan to do, or unless I don't know, maybe they might do Fast 10 with Mario Kart and everybody has rockets. I don't.
Hey, you know what? Hey, you know what? That's a good idea. Have Dominic Toretto like introduce it.
Yep.
Fuck no.
It's all about car racing.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can really think of that to make it worthwhile and worth the jump per se.
I could add to that. I'm thinking about it because then you could allow people to bring characters that they have unlocked in one to the other.
Okay.
So if there are different characters in the different variations of the game, so if you played the arcade game and you've registered playing it, then those whatever characters you've unlocked playing the arcade game are then unlocked in the mobile game and then in
Yep.
the home console. So that means also you could create me characters if they bring these back
And you can
and
bring
take them
those
to
with
the
those
arcade
around.
game and to the
Yep.
mobile game. So
So basically,
that would
you're
be one
saying
thing to do to be nice.
you're saying do games as a service, but not like Ubisoft is doing it.
Correct.
Okay.
Sync
Not like
NSO
Ubisoft
across
or
devices.
not like Ubisoft or Sony, where
Gotcha.
it's basically thinking ship.
Yeah.
We want to synchronize, not drown.
But we made the game free up front a little bit. If you want to
That
play
was a
it
dumbass
and have
tactic.
fun, I think.
And is
Yeah,
Skull
you
and
know,
Bones ever gonna come out? We're not gonna have that conversation.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm interested to hear you guys' thoughts in the comments. Let us know what you guys think about this Wave 6 booster course pass. I think it comes out next week. Yeah, the
Mhm.
9th, I think. So leave a comment, let us know what you guys think. I like I said, I liked what they've done with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I like what they've done with the DLC for it. I thought it was actually pretty cool. So I would actually love to know where they're going to go with 9, because I know they're not going to stop making it because they done made too much money. They done made way too much money to stop. It's just like Smash Brothers. They're not going to stop making this. That would be stupid on their part.
It prints money.
Yeah, and it's not like, and you don't have to make 3 and 4 generations. You can make one a generation and you're good to go for the entirety of the console generation. So that's one of those things where I'm like, okay, yeah, they're not going to stop making it. Now they're probably going to have to figure out what new aspect, because that's what they like doing, being creative. So I would not be surprised if at one point you see Bayonetta show up in Mario Kart. I would not be surprised, since it's pretty much their character now, ain't it? Pretty much.
Yeah.
For all intents and purposes, Sega is like, yeah, you do the most with this, so go forth.
Yeah. So it's one of those situations where I would not be surprised about that. Trinell brought up something like, Microsoft put Jet Force Gemini on the NSO. I agree with that. I agree with, they should have put the whole the games
Rare replay.
the whole rare replay games that was theirs, like Jet Force Gemini and put the N64 version of Conquer on there.
Is that true though? What Dark Void said? Are there really not any M-rated games on any of it?
Well, the only one would be
On the NSO?
GoldenEye.
Yeah, so like Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Mortal Kombat. The Mortal Kombat ain't on there.
That's just strange.
And the Killer Instincts ain't on. I would have thought the Killer Instinct would be on the SNES one, the first one, but nope.
And Doom has this on. They have their own collection on Switch. So
it's I'm wondering, because back then they really didn't have the ESRB like that either. So
what they did for at the tail end of Super Nintendo and all of N64 actually. So
yeah, but I mean, it wasn't like it is now. Like a lot of those games had they had it teen, but it was like, this ain't no teen ready game. This is mature, but
yeah. So a lot of JRPGs and stuff. Yeah. A lot of those need to be re-rated.
Yeah, a lot of it needs to be.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, you can't really take that at face value, because back then it was just like, to me, I thought they were just stamping it with something. How many times did we say, did they play this Legend of Zelda? Did they play this Kirby game? Because the last half of this Kirby game turned into some Aliens 2 type mess.
That's kind of how I felt about ActRaiser as well. Like,
ActRaiser definitely back in the day.
Who rated this?
Yeah. So there's that, and I will never forget Killer Instinct. The first one was not rated.
No, it wasn't.
It didn't get rated.
I think
that first
it was supposed to be teen at some point.
Yeah, I want to say when they released. Remember when they released that black console? Right at the end in like 96, right at the end of the SNES life cycle, that's when it got rated. But when it first came out, it was not rated.
I think my black cartridge, I forgot what it had on it.
It was on the box. I know it was on the box because that's the version I bought. That's the Super NES I bought. I had a black one. I had the killer cuts with the soundtrack and all that. Yeah. So I remember that, but like when it originally released, it didn't have a rating on it because my brother had the one that didn't have a rating on it. So
I don't think Killer Cuts has the rating on it either.
No, it does. Well, it was on like 6 tracks anyway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and the only two you were playing was the two that were stuck in your head, and I'm not finna say it because it's gonna get stuck in mine if I do it. So, I am not doing that. All right. So, did any of you guys watch the Onimusha? We're not gonna spoil anything, but I just want to know: did any of you guys watch the Onimusha anime on Netflix that released?
No, I did not.
I did. So, I watched the first 3 episodes. I will say this. At first, I was a little bit upset because it wasn't no Samanosuke, and they was going with a new story with Musashi. It's not half bad. Where I'm at right now, it's not half bad. I still miss Samanosuke and Jubei, but I'm like, okay, I can deal with this. Y'all seen the art in the trailer? It looks good in motion, dude. I'm not gonna lie, it looks great in motion. The part I got to, the action, it's on point. It's on point. I'm liking this more than I like Castlevania Nocturne.
I'm just looking at the screenshots. That look good.
Yeah, I'm liking this more than I like Nocturne. Nocturne started off good for me, and then
it went downhill.
That last Andre, we said this about the Trevor series. Like, they do stuff that throw me off. You can't do a period piece and then have something from 2022 in it.
No, you can't.
It throws it off.
And you also can't disrespect the name family of the series.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, I know what they were trying to do. I don't think it worked. I think they need to go back and get Grant Morrison to write this because like that I'm scared for Symphony of the Night. If Symphony of the Night is what they're doing next, I'm scared because they didn't do this right, and it ain't have nothing to do with having the slave girl in there. It ain't have nothing to do with that. It was just bad. That them last
storytelling wasn't all that great.
Yeah, the last 4 episodes just like
it was kind of wild.
Yeah, they went for shock value, and you don't shock me by making a good story. You can't shock me nowadays, man. Look, I watch Game of Thrones, Spartacus. You know, you're not shocking me with violence.
Right.
The
bad thing is though, the story from the game was actually good and compelling. So I don't know why they didn't stick with the story from the game.
Yeah, that once again, I am fearful for Symphony of the Night, and I'll leave it at that.
And Symphony of the Night, they definitely gonna do it worse if anything.
Yeah, because this ain't the same crew that wrote the Trevor stuff. This is not the same truth. This is not the same.
Well, this is the crew that took over for the 4th season.
Yeah. Well, but I'm saying Grant Morrison had already wrote what he wrote for 4.
Yeah, but they did do some interjections.
Yeah.
That's when you get the stuff that throw you off all weird.
Yeah, that craziness. But there's that. But as far as Onimusha is concerned, because they're not doing the Samanosuke stuff, I think it's probably working out a little bit better because Capcom's not doing that. If they were trying to do that, it probably would be stupid. To be fair, but because they're not doing that, I think it's working better in their favor. But I still got to get through it. It's only 8 episodes, and most of the episodes, I think the first episode is the longest one. It's like 36 minutes. The rest of them are regular anime size episodes, like between 23 and 28 minutes. So there's that. But yeah, if you haven't had a chance, you wanna check it out, I'd advise it. Netflix released a lot of anime this past week because the next one I'm jumping on is the Samurai with Blue Eyes.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Blue Eyes Samurai.
I just saw the pop up.
But the thing about that one is all the episodes are damn near over an hour, so that's gonna be a weekend watch.
Yourself.
Yeah, that's gonna be a weekend. That's a pace myself weekend watch. You ain't knocking them out in a day. So that I just wanted to let people know I'm enjoying it, but it is rated M for mature because they have a lot of killing and a lot of if you played the games, you know there's gonna be zombies in it and monsters and demons and stuff. That's there. and it was there in the first episode. But I think they did a good job with how they're doing it. So yeah, give it a shot. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, because like I said, I'm enjoying it 3 episodes in. So, which reminds me, I do need to do my review of Castlevania Nocturne. I'll probably give it one more week, and then I can do a spoiler-free review, because that'll give it over a month. Yeah, that'll give it over a month. So, but there's that. Other than that, I don't have anything else. So, Sanso, anything you want to pimp out?
So yesterday we had the Stormcast. And that went pretty good. We talked about Sega, the whole Sega situation and Smash. We also talked about Call of Duty and their ideas of how they want to expand, which sounds a little Far Cry-ish to me, but whatever. Do what you got to do, I guess. And then tomorrow we don't have a Jill podcast, so don't have to worry about that. But normally you can catch me on the Jill podcast at 7:00. And this coming Friday, we have a Vitoverse, and then the Stormcast every Saturday at 9:00.
Okay. All right. Andre, anything you want to pimp out?
I mean, I did do my Halloween video. 10 games that would be good to be 10 game franchises that will make good horror series. And I'm planning on doing some discussions this week. I just kind of got behind because I was rearranging things with my computer and also setting up so I can start live streaming more. If you've checked my channel, you probably saw I did a couple very quiet test streams, so that's on the horizon. But other than that, not much.
All right, Shadow.
Same thing. Testing Streamlabs because it's horrible. Thinking of doing just OBS and linking it to StreamYard, and seeing how I would do with that. But definitely gonna do. I put it in the chat already. I plan on doing a Stunlock stream pretty soon. I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow or Wednesday, but it'll be one of those 2 days, and it'll probably be pretty late at night. So, but if you're willing to stay up, I'll be doing that for quite a while. It's probably going to be long, at least 2.5 hours. So, but it's going to be informative because I'm going to go blow by blow for a lot of this information that's out here. Well, if you want to call it information regarding a console that Nintendo is yet to release. So, yeah, so I guess just check the channel then, and just stay in the comments and stuff, and I'll post whenever I go live, and we'll go from there. I don't know if it's going to be a solo cast or if I'm going to end up doing it. Just depends on how OBS works with this. If it doesn't work well, then I won't be able to bring anybody on, which means I'll be solo. But if it does work, then anybody can hop in, and we can just have the discussion together as I stunlock the hell out of this video for multiple videos regarding this. It's just going to be insane because literally, hey, what you just presented, hey, this is what the real is, and I'll just go step by step until we're done. So, other than that, yeah, channel's still undead. So, we play games, have fun to impress other people.
Okay, before I go, Gwen, to answer your question, how hard do you think Nintendo's going to clamp down when someone does something done with Switch successor leaks? They're going to get fired if they work for Nintendo.
Oh yeah.
If they have any kind of contract with Nintendo, they're probably going to lose it. Because there's a reason. Zelda. Yeah, there's a reason why this. Like I said, anytime you have a leak, if nobody gets fired, it's not a leak. They wanted that information out there. Anytime there's a leak and people start losing their jobs, that wasn't supposed to get out. So, like a lot of this stuff that's coming out now is just basically conjecture and theories and stuff that nobody knows. And any of those indie studios or studios that have the dev kits, because I'm pretty sure they got dev kits out now. I'm not an idiot. I'm pretty sure they have dev kits out now. But those people have signed ironclad NDAs, and if they want to keep doing business with Nintendo, they ain't saying nothing to nobody.
All right,
they not.
I just want to make one statement. The big publishers that Nintendo is working with, they've had development kits, or at least early development kits, for at least a year, if
At
not,
least, yeah.
if not 16 months or more, going all the way back to pre-design. So, I wouldn't be worried about what your favorite YouTuber says when they're like, "Hey, well, this came out and this patent came out and this did this, blah blah blah." I'm like, no. And if you want to know what's really happening, all you have to do is just listen to what Nintendo says. They're telling you bits and pieces of what's happening, as they do small interviews here and there. Just listen to them. Everything's in between what they're saying.
Yeah, so I think it's gonna be a hard clap down like any company would. they would clamp down on it because now you're messing with the money. So there's that. As far as me, you guys can see I put some gameplay footage up of Star Ocean Second Story R. I did a podcast this morning with Vicky for Loki season 2 episode 5. You can check that out. As well. Gonna probably try to do that Mortal Kombat Switch live stream probably next week sometime. Just gotta figure out when I want to do it. Because like I said, the couple patches they put out have worked. I think there's one patch that's coming out next week, and I may do it after that.
Okay.
And I will be streaming that Mario Kart Booster Course Pass when it releases next week. So that's what I have planned. And I'm probably gonna set aside a day just to do NSO games, just to jump on NSO because I actually kind of like the NSO, all things considered. Is it perfect? No, but it's not bad either. It's not the worst thing that people try to make it out to be.
Right.
So I'll probably just pick a day and just do like an NSO. They just pick one, either NES, SNES, 64, Genesis, or Game Boys, and just pick a couple games and just go through them a little bit. So that's pretty much what I'm gonna plan on doing. Now I'll probably leave a note in the community tab or in the Discord to let you guys know. As always, you can check the Wingin It Podcast Twitter when I go live because I'll leave it there as well. So thank you guys, everybody in the chat. We appreciate you for coming through and chatting with us and hanging out with us. Don't forget to leave a comment, like, share, subscribe, all the other good stuff. We are live on Kick as well as Twitch, so you can always find us at Wingin It Crew, and you can find us there in both of those spots too. I'll be trying to update those better in the coming year. I'm trying to get better at that. But yeah, hope you guys had a good time. We'll see you guys next Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace out, people.
Later, y'all.
Peace.